Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new series on the channel in the game known as Jurassic World Evolution 3. I will be doing a new park since Jurassic World Evolution 3 has officially released on Game Pass, which is how I am able to play this game. Uh, and we are building a park for the newest. It's not really new anymore. It's been out for a year at this point. Wow, it's been a year. Um, for Rebirth, and uh, just for if this wasn't already clear, this is my first time ever using the a modular building system. I don't do a lot of uh sandbox building, or well, I do, but in Jurassic World Evolution 2, that was not a feature. So right now, I'm kind of just figuring out how to do everything. So if my first few builds don't look the best, that's kind of why this is new to me. Um, so right now I'm building a statue, or yeah, a statue basically based off of the scene in Jurassic World Rebirth at the very beginning of the movie when it's revealed that the dinosaurs are dying because they are not in their uh ecosystems, their preferred ecosystems. Um because when they were living, their ecosystems, temperature, climate was much like how it is near the equator now. And I think this um some California, I think, is where it Dominion took place, like California, Nevada, somewhere in the west of the United States. Um, so I'm building an enclosure for the Apatosaurus, and it's only going to feature one, so no babies, unfortunately. But I'm also going to be building for the Amargasaurus. So yeah, right now I'm currently making a sign, and this is just the beginning of this little uh build. And here I was trying to make an arrow, but I found something to be a little easier, which will come soon. Again, this is sort of just me trying to figure out the modular building. I'm not very good with it yet. Hopefully I will get good at it. Um, and mainly I'm just looking for signs that will look good. I'm just using the concrete slabs for a base because I was going to use them as a uh I was going to put more foliage and stuff around there, but that did not end up happening. So yeah. Right now I'm kind of just messing with the sign, trying to get the I'm centering it, getting the details right. Um, and basically my inspiration and motivation to build kind of just popped up since I was able to download this game, and it's a really nice game. I played a bit of the campaign. I've not. I'm a sandbox builder mainly though, so my experience with this game has mainly been sandbox. Uh, and I had to download a blueprint. Yes, I cheated to get the statue, but I do not want to go through all of the campaign, or at least most of it, just to get one statue. Uh, so yeah, everything else though will be completely piece by piece. I have a lot of ideas. And right here I'm trying to build in the back of this slab the wow, I'm in the trees. Okay. Uh, I'm building a construction area behind it to give a little nod to the movie, and I'm not having a fun time with my camera being forced to move. And I don't know how to fix that. If anyone could help me in the comments, that would be lovely. Thank you. Uh, so yeah, right now I'm kind of just figuring out what scenery to use for this construction background. Uh, I didn't want to make it like, I wouldn't say accurate, I would say more detailed in a sense that like shows what exactly this is based off of. Um, and it gives it a little more depth and detail. I had a lot of fun building this like statue, this like one part, because I found the idea to be very, very unique. I hadn't seen anyone do something like this before. Then again, I have not watched a lot of this. And what's happening is I'm kind of just outlining the edges, because our first enclosure will be a Cretaceous cruise with the Apatosaurus and the Margosaurus. So right now I'm just placing the invisible fences, trying to figure out what shape I want the enclosure to be, how I want this to be done. And really, it's all a matter of what do I want to do to make this big. And I really do want this first enclosure to make a big impact, because sure, gradually increasing in popularity is cool, but I feel like starting with something big to encapsulate the greatness of a dinosaur theme park would be much more realistic. And also, uh you don't it's not very expected within this game. So yeah, I'm just building the river for the cruise here, and mainly figuring out how to use this thing because, again, I have no clue what I'm doing. But then I finally figure it out, I line the track, and things go pretty smoothly from here. I do have to add the other side, unfortunately, so I have to do it all over again. Yeah, as you can tell, this is not going the best at first. Um, Eventually it does get better. I add some foliage just as like what's the word? Placeholder. That just like a placeholder, because I'm obviously going to be more decorating, and I'm also like giving the sauropods the food that they need, but I will be decorating this enclosure much later. Not much later, but I will be decorating. I'm putting in the sauropods now, which does take a little bit for some reason. Oh yeah, I hate the airlift things. Uh, so yeah, just looking at how they want the enclosure, if they're comfortable with it. Uh, and even though I don't have to, it it does add a level of realism that I do like to include. So right now I'm kind of messing with the terrain, trying to make it look more unique in a sense that it's not just fully flat. You want to make it look good. I'm placing these little flowers to make it look a little more realistic and beautiful, just to add that level of detail and depth. I don't think I'm adding any rocks here. I think I forgot to do that, but with the terrain tools, that it does that anyway. Um, so yeah, I'm adding coverage and stuff, adding like different levels, different layers of uh, grass, rock, sand, all that. Um, And here's where I'm trying to, place the hotels, but I kind of have like a tough time trying to mess with the terrain. Uh, so yeah, uh, that happened, but I ended up deleting it, and I had a better idea. So I just removed the foliage, and because I think that was part of the problem, and flattened the terrain, and then went off of it like this. Uh, so now I'm kind of making the plaza for the entrance, and the plaza will have everything a guest would need, because you do not want to walk, or you do not want to wait a billion years just to use a restroom, right? Um, or get settled into a hotel. Um, just all that stuff overall. I'm relocating the statue to be in like the center of the plaza. Uh, because obviously it's going to get more attention, and then adding some foliage will just like get rid of the missing space. So adding emergency shelters, adding all of the usual uh, amenities, restrooms, all that before getting to decorating. Even though I seem to start decorating at first, but it's mainly just the fountains, uh, trees, all that. I don't know if you guys have figured this out yet, but I get sidetracked very easily. Um, so yeah, back to placing stuff down. I don't know if I like how the restroom is. I think I do change it. Oh yeah, because I had trouble with filling in the path. So I just end up deleting it for filling in the path here. Um and I get to figuring out how to place these amenities and how I'm going to uh get this plaza to actually work. Unfortunately, I do place down the wrong amenity there, if you didn't see that. Um, I'm experimenting here with the planters, like the default planters, and I realized I don't really like what I was going for here. And I just can't get a decent like lineup. So I just decide to demolish it all. Um, and mainly this is just decorating the plaza. I don't have a lot of intention with decorating the enclosure more. Um, I might do that in like final touch ups, not now. So right now it's kind of just figuring out what I want the plaza to look like, and how I'm going to get a good pathing for the cruise. And really, it's just making sure I'm, because I like to be detailed. I like trying to make things look as well as they can. Like some symmetry. I don't know if this is a word, symmetricality. I don't know. Uh, but anyways, that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Right here, I'm just moving everything to duplicate the fountains. Just like moving the benches and everything. Um, and the hardest thing about doing the modular building is that I feel I have a need to be super specific with everything. So, like, I'm just moving everything to make it absolutely perfect, and if it's not, I have to adjust it. Um, it's kind of what I'm doing. I also just get sidetracked very easily because I built the path for no reason and just came back and did everything else. Uh, so here's me realizing I built the wrong amenity, and then I spent like 2 minutes trying to, you know, uh, put it down. Um, and then it wouldn't let me build it again, like move the other one. So really, I'm just trying to make things work. So instead, what I do is I place a cinema and then put the amenities on either side of the path leading to the cruise. And now I'm customizing the amenities, which was quite annoying because the small ones do not have enough slots for everyone to be happy. And that pisses me off, quite frankly. Um, and now I'm kind of just like figuring out how to make a sign. And then I find sign backings for the first time because if you didn't know, I used the Jurassic World rock and then just turned it the other way for the other sign. So, yeah, I finally found something good enough. I aligned it and I found this and I placed it as best as I could. Um, it was not very well placed at all. And then I had to redo it because I'm stupid. And then I had to figure out how to group objects because it kind of just automatically did it for me when I did the statue. I also tried to move it to make it the tour to make it more straight. Like all of these little details for me that are just not coming together well in my first experience. That said, I do still enjoy it. It's new. It's a new way for me to like get everything I want right. Um, and like once I'm used to it, I'm sure the builds will be a lot more quality than this. So yeah, I'm kind of just like doing traditional theme park signs where the path has like signs every now and then pointing you to your next attraction. Um, it's kind of what I'm doing right now. Uh, and just lining it up with the path, making sure it's all good. And then it looks. I realized it looked very, very empty. I thought I was done here. Uh, I did place a nest for the Amargasaurus. Uh, because I did want baby dinos. Baby dinos are so adorable in this game. Uh, and then I went back to line the path, and I was just kind of just looking for something to fill in the empty space here. And I ended up settling on this tree one, and that's what I did. I lined it up, and then when I started duplicating it, uh, I had forgotten about the upward slope, so I had to place it, and I didn't realize it had slowly went into the ground until not then. Um, kind of just duplicating it right here. Um, and as we got higher, it got more noticeable. It got a lot more noticeable when placing it down. So yeah, as I started to figure out what was going on because the slope, uh, there, yep, there it is. I tried to not remember how to fix it, but first I put some trees down to like fill in the empty space here, because I'm gonna be honest, I do not want to fill in that whole space. That would just take a very long time. It would be a very grueling process, and then I realized I would have to like elevate every single thing that was not placed correctly. Uh, so yeah, I did that. I also had to move more. And then that's kind of where I decided to stop putting those. And then finally I placed some trees to finish up my first ever enclosure build. Thank you guys for watching my first ever enclosure build and first ever park build. I will continue to be posting these, and we will eventually get to a point where you will see a full park tour of Rebirth Park. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.